Walton High School Brave from Defuniak Springs, Florida, Tinsley Abbott.
How could I ever live up to such a hype? That's insane to me. I'll give it back to you so I can talk. I want to start by thanking the Haugen family for being the true examples of Taylor's motto, don't quit, never give up. Thank you for carrying out your son's legacy and giving us hope that people like T still exist in the world we live in today. I would be lying to you right now if I told you I wasn't scared to come up on this stage to share my testimony with you, something I had never shared before, and to be honest, I was worried that my testimony was not large enough, strong enough, or great enough. But then one of my close friends reminded me that the best testimony is a living testimony, and that any testimony that involves God is destined for greatness. When I turned 11, I was diagnosed with scoliosis. I did not think anything of it until I went to my doctor's appointment and I had a 24-degree curve, 1. They told me that I would have to wear a brace at night, all night long, every night. This, to me, was probably one of the biggest changes in my life. Plastic from the top of your ribs to your hips isn't the most comfortable thing you can really wear. I would wake up drenched in sweat, which is never cute. Even though it was not desirable, I knew I still had the better end of the spectrum compared to what others, even in my area, have faced. And I'm so thankful that God placed that gratefulness in my heart during such a trying time. However, I continued to go to doctor's appointments and continued to hear bad news. My spine had just turned from 1 curve to 2, a 34-degree curve and a 24-degree curve. To me, that was not in the right direction. I'm sure that you can imagine spine moving is not the most comfortable thing. I had finally had enough of this, and I had to change doctors. It was not acceptable to me to have a spine that was 1 curve turned to 2. So then I went to a new doctor, and my curve had moved once again to a 39 and a 29-degree curve. The most trying thing for me was hearing that it doesn't cause pain. I would go to a doctor's office, and some days I couldn't get out of bed. Some days I was in such excruciating pain, I was having to take medicine. Some days I couldn't go to school. I was just in miserable pain. And hearing doctors tell you that your pain is invalidated and that what you have is not causing pain kind of just upset me, because to me, my pain was real. And that is what has motivated me to become a physician and show God's passion to people, because you never know what they're facing. Because at this current time, I was having trouble with my faith. Me and my family, we had to branch away from my hometown church that I was baptized at, saved at the age of 6, went to school for 12 years, and I had to back away. This really took a toll on my faith, and I felt like at times my spirituality suffered because I was going a prolonged period of time without actively seeking my relationship with God. But I knew quitting wasn't an option, and I knew I would never give up, so I couldn't quit. One day, I prayed to God to please just help me out of my misery. I don't want to be sad anymore, I don't want to feel pain anymore, and I wanted Him in my life, because I needed Him. Once I began to pray and lean on God to carry me through, I was the happiest I had ever been in my whole life. Of course, since my diagnosis and realization of moving churches, I did place blame on God. I blamed Him for putting me through this. Why do I have to do it? Why do I have to wear the brace 18 hours at school every day? Why do I have to wear plastic on my stomach and spine every single day? Why do I have to not even be able to bend my spine to pick up a pencil? Why was it me? But then I remembered that God is always with me, and He knew that I could do it because He knew He was going to join me, and He knew that I could handle it with Him. Every step of the way, He carried me through to be on this stage today in front of all of you. My spine is never perfect, and it never will be. In fact, my spine continues to move to a point of surgery at 42 and 30-degree curves. Fun fact, I'm supposed to be 5'8", but I'm obviously not. At times, I still struggle with that. I branch away from him and start living a life without God as the main character, and I would make myself busy with things that I thought would satisfy the hole in my heart where I'd once placed God. But I am here today to tell you that nothing will ever fill that hole. God is the only thing that will ever fill that void in your life. I'm here to tell you that filling the void where God should be will never leave you feeling full. When you are hungry to fill that void, and you don't turn to God to fill it, you'll begin turning to unworldly things and situations to fill that void. I was never happy when I had turned to social media, to unhealthy friendships, to anything but God. But once I changed my mindset and allowed God to tell me that I was, still am, and always will be, experiencing an unworldly love such as his, I learned to fill that void with him because it makes me whole again. Honestly, I'm still working on being 100% invested in my relationship with God. I'm still working on reading my Bible every day and praying to him every morning and every night and thanking him for giving me the opportunity to be in front of all of you today. Whenever I started getting back into my Bible and back praying with him and back in my relationship with him, I was the happiest girl you'd ever see. God continues to amaze me with the things that he does in my life and in the lives of everyone around me and in the lives of everyone in this auditorium and everyone in this world. It's amazing that he can die on a cross for us and all we have to do is accept it. By allowing myself to put God first in my life, I'm also allowed to put God in my relationships with others. And those are the most fulfilling relationships you will ever experience. One where you can sit down, talk about God, and just sit in his amazement and bask in his glory. It's the most fulfilling relationships you will ever have in your life. Without God believing in me, I would never be able to experience a whole new level of presence I feel in my own life, and I'm able to live my life with truly living it. Thank you, God, for believing in me just as you believe in everybody in this auditorium. If you leave this auditorium today with one thing, let it be knowing that you too always did, still do, and forever will experience the unworldly love that God can give you. Thank you.